Well, hello, welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and welcome to episode 68 of the Jesus Enrique Rosas Show. We are live through YouTube, on X, and on Rumble today. It was pretty much my fault yesterday. I apologize on people on Rumble, but we are live through our three channels. And remember that if you wanted to download and or listen after this show ends, you will be able on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music as well. No way you can miss the show today in 68, episode 68. Remember that the best way to support my channel, very easy. Like and subscribe, completely free. And you can also download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video or in my bio, in any platform that you're watching this show from. And you will be subscribed to my awesome emails that at some point in my life I will be writing again. But I should be doing very shortly. This morning, you might be noticing something a bit different. Something, I don't know, something changed with the format around me. You can tell that there's something off. If you have been watching my show for some time, if you have been watching my videos for some time, you say that something is actually off. Yeah, I reorganized my studio. I have a little more, space here around. If I need to show you body language myself, I can do so much better. And I added a bit of dramatic lighting to my cello, just so it looked nice. So it looked nice because it was in the shadows. In the shadows. No, I have a vest, but the problem is that the lighting is not helping. But I have a vest. There's the vest. There's a vest. You need a but it's the same tone of my jacket. So it's not looking. But well, we are ready to begin. We have some awesome news. We're about to get started. This is not exactly awesome news. Let's talk about the chat first. Let's talk about the chat. Jesus Nation is in the house. Jesus Nation. Jesus Nation is how we call ourselves, the body language buddies. And very, very important, every single of your comments on the live chat it is the heart and soul of this show. That is the idea behind having a live chat, a live show. So if I see a comment that just nails what I'm saying, what describes better that I do what we're talking about, I will highlight your comment. And also your super chats and super stickers are also welcome. All right, we are ready to begin. And we need to start with some. I wish that this was a meme. By the way, before we get started, we already got started, but also it's not only the lighting, what is around me, I also fixed in an issue that I had with the sound. As you might have noticed all the time that you're listening to me, I'm speaking and I played a video and all of a sudden that video has, it's like it breaks your ears because it's all over the place. I fixed that, or at least I think I fixed that. That's why I didn't write any emails this morning, because I was fixing audio, video, everything to get started with this. To talk about Obama and Jennifer Aniston. Why so much effort? But you would say, yeah, that's part of the job. That's the part of my job description. Jennifer Aniston has turned off comments on Instagram after DM leaks of affair with Barack Obama. What the F? I don't. This was just going all over the place yesterday. There's a video. She's on a talk show and she is asked about this. Maybe we can review this. What the hell did I just read? Let me try to, let's say, wash your eyeballs a bit with this kind of, I don't know when this picture was taken. I think there was very recently. You know that Trump was wearing his purple tie, which when you get closer, it's basically red and blue. A very nice touch. I really would like to get this tie, by the way. I really would like to get this tie. If you can help me find it, that would be great. And well, you know that the internet, you say that this is the green line theory. And according to the green line theory, we see the alpha male. And we see Meloni who is leaning into the Trump. Meloni is leaning into the Trump. We see my X-Pro dashboard. So many things happening today, by the way. We're expecting Pete Hegseth's confirmation at any moment. At any moment. So, okay. I'm seeing in the comments. It's freezing. Let me see. Okay. If it's freezing, shouldn't be freezing because I'm seeing. Okay, I'm back, right? It was not me. It was not me. All right. Mods should signal when it freezes. Well, it wasn't me. I'm seeing my connection and it's all right. So we can move on. We can move on and you're going to laugh at this. I told you a few days ago, you know that time, every January, let's say that defies how time works, the space-time continuum. Januaries are usually longer than any other month for some reason, and this was longer than any other. But I told you, like a few days ago, that, well, now that Biden had pardoned Fauci, it wasn't January 20, but 4 days ago, then Fauci would have to be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. And people were saying, well, he has security detail paid by Americans, by taxpayers. Well, not anymore. This happened literally 20 minutes ago or something like this. Breaking: President Donald Trump terminates Dr. Anthony Fauci's security detail. As per CNN, it was pulled last night. Okay, if you see any kind of, I'm seeing the report that it's freezing, audio or video is freezing, let me know and I will try to fix it in real time. It's real time. Fauci has no taxpayer-funded security detail anymore. That, not gonna lie, that puts a smile on my face that now he has to pay for his own security detail. You're freezing and breaking up. I'm freezing. Okay, let me see. I'm still freezing. Just let me know if I'm still freezing. If sound or video still freezing. Okay. It's fine now. The sound, what happens with the sound? Did the sound break or something? Just looks good on Rumble. On Rumble, I'm doing good. But that's important. If you thank you for something goody, the Rumble, I'm doing good. Maybe it's YouTube's YouTube thing. I see my connection doing well. I see my connection doing well. It is fine. It buffers a bit. Try reloading. If you are on YouTube or are on Rumble or are on X, reload. Reload. I sounded like the Edge of Tomorrow. That part of Tom Cruise is learning the ropes. Reload. You know that anguish, that you hear, and you know that things are happening so fast. Things are happening so fast these days. I mean, news are going so fast. Trump is going so fast that this was from it was a J.E. May that sent me this, that she's looking at her timeline, and her timeline is dropping words and breaking up. Oh, I think I know what's going on. You have a delay on the live for about 30 seconds. Picture fine. Oh, it's the cell towers. This is sound is breaking. Yeah, let's do something. Like, I'm going to give you a chance to refresh. All right. Just in case, I just want to make sure. Okay, reload on YouTube worked. Thanks, the visitors 44. Just I'm gonna highlight the chat for a minute. This is why it's helpful to have this first part of the show, and we're looking at the memes and looking at very quick news to make sure that when we go on onto the meatier topics, then everything goes fine. Okay. Some of you saying that everything is going fine. Just make sure. I'm sure that it's not, because I made all the tests before. I sound good now. Okay, sound good now. So we're talking about this. I think the strategy, Trump's strategy is to literally flood the news with so many stuff going on at the same time that the mainstream media cannot keep up. Not gonna lie, that has made me a bit anxious at the same time. It's like it's so much going on. What do I cover? What do I cover on my show? What so many things to cover. I try to give you all the latest updates. Try to have the news here. Maybe in the way that I rearrange my my setup, I can see that I could have my X dashboard here to bring you up to date, up to the last minute, instant news. Okay, according to Jenny, thank you for your super chat. Reloading works. Reloading works. So we have this. CNN reports that elements of the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division and the 10th Mounted Division are preparing to deploy to the U.S.-Mexico border. That is one. Also, President Trump says he has sent the Army Corps of Engineers back to Western North Carolina to rebuild all the bridges and roads. What is happening right now? Just in, deported migrants arrive back in Mexico and are now encouraging others not to come to the United States. Remarkable. The new footage comes as the Trump White House releases photos of migrants lining up to board deportation flights. Deportation flights. It's so many things happening at the same time. How do you do it? Trump is overwhelming. Trump is overwhelming everything. Like, he's gonna be sued from every. Well, he's used to that. He's used to that, to be sued, have to confront the Democrats' lawfare. So it's no big deal. But that's the way that you do things. Do many things at once. Because there are people, and this is one of the topics that I wanted to cover today, very important topic. I think it is the most important topic that we're going to be, maybe not the most important, but one of the most relevant for what we have been seeing lately in terms of immigration. And it's the fact that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, she's using her Instagram to help illegals evade ICE. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is using her Instagram. She's actually using her personal Instagram account to help illegals evade ICE. She posted this both in English and Spanish. If you see ICE in public, confirm that they are actually ICE and not a different law enforcement agency. Pay attention to the words that appear on their uniform and write them down. This could be ICE, ARROW, or HSI. Document. You have the right to record. If you feel safe, take a video or photos or what the officers are doing and note how many. Write down the time, date, and exact location of encounter. Timestamp when they show up and leave. So it's like she's telling people to be organized against ICE. And share. Once verified, share this information with your networks. Note, please make sure to only share verified information, i.e. something that you or someone you trust has seen with your own eyes. This ensures that we don't create any unnecessary stress, fear, or anxiety. No, the illegals should be anxious and willing to deport themselves. That is the idea. We also have this. Thanks to World Hall of Fame, AOC warns that the Trump administration sees all illegals as criminals and that appointing Stephen Miller means Trump fully intends on pursuing as broad and aggressive a deportation campaign as possible. Oh my God, how bad is Trump? Trump is so bad. She's only giving Americans more reasons to be excited. Spot on. And I'm gonna play this clip for your watching. You can see with your own eyes, as AOC says.
A lot of people I don't think has sunk in is that the administration believes that anybody who is here undocumented has committed a criminal act.
Yes, if you enter the country illegally, then you have committed a criminal act. It's in the law. It's in the law. She should know. She should know, right? She knows. She already knows. But she's acting. She's catering to her audience. You know what kind of audience does she have?
And so they are talking about everybody, naming Stephen Miller as his deputy policy chief. These are very real signals that they fully intend on pursuing as broad and aggressive deportation campaign as possible.
Yeah, that is the idea, because the deportation campaign has to be aggressive. We're talking about tens of millions. Tens of millions. And, well, some of those illegals are doing the job themselves. You know that if they are caught by ICE, then they will have a moratorium of 20 years before they can do anything regarding the United States. They cannot ask for a visa or try to, do the things legally. So if you leave on your own, you can request to enter the United States legally afterwards. If you are caught, 20 years have to pass until you can do that again. So Washington Ghost shows this clip. The roads heading back to Mexico are jammed. Oh, right. So many people. Oh, there's so many people with a lot of stuff in their cars. But this is another thing. If you're deported, you can only carry your clothes and maybe your toothbrush, something like that. If you self-deport, you can take your stuff with you. So maybe that is the reason why so many people are, hey, you know what? We are leaving. Goodbye. We prefer to go by our own hand and take our stuff. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Look at that. So many people self-deporting. This is so wonderful to watch. The long lines. And we also have this from Richie Rich, Atomic Ferret. Not sure if this is normal traffic for that art, but self-deportation means you get to take all your things with you. Biggest losers are going to be the companies that knowingly finance the lifestyles of all these people. Bet a lot of living with finance cars and stuff. All right, imagine all that finance stuff and they're just running away with that. Well, tough luck. John EID. AOC is openly encouraging illegal activity and undermining the very system that protects citizens. When did defending the law become controversial? The real question is, why is she more loyal to illegals than to Americans who play by the rules? My question is, this is my actual question. Is that legal? What she's doing? Helping the illegals? Isn't that treason? She should be defending American citizens or legal residents. And she's doing She's using all her platforms to defend people who enter the country illegally. How does that work? And trying to organize people into knowing how to evade ICE. How does that work? Can she be prosecuted for that? Because that shouldn't happen. Leftists all over TikTok, this is thanks to Liberocrats, leftists all over TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are telling people to report ICE sightings to this website called juntoseguros.com. They're trying to create a network similar to the Waze police sighting feature in order to help illegal aliens escape being detained by ICE. So, again, these people are using social media to try to evade being deported. But my idea is this: how long can you do this? For how long can you do this? Can you try to evade? It's just it's like what I was talking about Anthony Fauci. These people will not be able to sleep at night. You will try to stay in the United States illegally. You will try to try to have a life illegally in the United States. It is my understanding, I didn't have time to include that in the screenshots of this show, that 1.5 million parole requests have been terminated as well. 1.5 parole requests have been terminated. I don't know if requests is the right word, but I know that it's 1.5 million. So, well, they can be effectively deported. Why didn't they self-deport weeks ago? Well, CW, because I'm sure that they thought that this was not going to be as bad as it is going right now. I think that they thought that this was not going to be as bad as it is going right now. And well, since AOC is helping people and using her Instagram account so people can organize against ICE, well, I found it really funny that, thank you to Leonardo 618, he made this edit of AOC's, post. If you see AOC in public, call ICE. Call ICE. It's that simple. Call ICE. And by the way, I had to close this topic with this meme. AOC got a rude awakening today. AOC discovers ICE has detention centers outside every 7-Eleven. This is a very old meme, but it's still funny. It's still funny. So we have people organizing themselves, and we have somehow people who work in Congress, like this lady, who are actively using their time and resources to help illegals. I want to know how that works. But again, I would love to know, what do you think about this in the comments? Because, well, there are so many opinions about this, but we are the Common Sense channel. I am not only the body language guy, but the common sense guy. And I would like to know, what is common sense to you? What should be the priority when it comes to Americans, to veterans, to legal residents? It should be the common sense, right? That is my take. What is yours? Let's go to the live chat and find out. So many people have to go. Yes, so many things, so many takes that are aligned with the same question. How is this possible? But there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm not talking about illegals. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, because Tom Homan has, he's updating people regularly in the amount of, arrests and detainers lodged through the ICE official X account. But there's something else that you have to know. There's a bounty that is coming. It is not confirmed yet, but at least in some states, In some states, so look at this. Leading report. Mississippi District Attorney has announced a bill to create a bounty hunter program. A bounty hunter program that offers a $1,000 reward for each successful deportation they help complete. $1,000 for one illegal that you help deport. Imagine if you were in a sanctuary city. You can make bank. I don't know. You can rent a truck, a bunch of duct tape, and a couple tasers. You're set for the rest of the year. You're set for the rest of the year. Amount of people eligible to be mass deported. Oh my God, there's a lot in California. If you're in California, Samantha's in California. You can make tons of money if this is approved, right? We're talking about Mississippi. We're talking only about Mississippi, but I couldn't help but imagine Americans when they find out they will get $1,000 for every illegal they turn into ICE. That is open season. Most of us will do it for free. Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Dana B. I'm pretty sure that you would. But if this becomes mainstream, this is Mad Max Fury Road meets Cannonball Run with I don't know what else. I don't know. This is maybe not. Maybe Mad Max Fury Road with the Renegade. You remember the Renegade? It was one of my favorite. Oh my God, when TV was worth watching. It wasn't TV, right, or cable. I don't know. It was worth watching. I love this series. El Renegado was back in Venezuela. I never miss an episode, and I would go full Lorenzo Lamas. If I were you, if I had $1,000 for every illegal, I would go full Lorenzo Lamas on them. Excuse me, says Genesequatu. Excuse me. Number one. I was told to prepare for a civil war that never happened, and now I have all this ammo that I don't know what to do with. Number two, due to Bidenomics, I could use extra cash. And number three, this could make me wealthy in California. Very wealthy. Speak for yourself, please. So people that are so ready for this. People are ready for this, and I haven't confirmed this, but according to I Love American News, this is a quote from Tom Homan himself. Trump and I are going to deputize every American, every mom and dad to find all the missing children. Remember that besides the illegals that need to be deported, there are 300,000 missing children unaccounted for that the Biden administration had no idea where they were. So this is let's say a double job, not only deporting the illegals, but finding where are those 300,000 children that are unaccounted for, that nobody knows where they are. So they must be found. But coming back to the bounty, you know that I already made a reference to a Renegade. Those series, I found this meme really fun, really funny. Doge memory. Me walking into the ICE field office with 13 DoorDash drivers in my trunk. Oh, Jesus, you're so mean. You're so mean, Jesus. But I just laughed out loud with this one. Just laughed out loud with this one. It's way too much. The memes, people are ready. I'm really ready for this. Like, bring it on. Like, just tell me where and when. I know where to find them. One truck, duct tape, tasers, or maybe you already have the tools of the trade already in your home. Maybe more than one. You know, it's America after all. Imagine in Texas. How many in Texas? Imagine in Texas. How many? In 1.7 million in Texas. What the F? And multiply that by 10, and that is mostly like the amount of guns of all kinds that Texans have. So, yeah, if I was an illegal and it was in Texas, I would be a bit worried. More memes. My wife and I are ready to roll, says Dr. Danny Noonan. And I found this so 70s, so yeah, on point. On point. Yeah, this is so funny. This is funny. I hope that this goes forward. Not all many takes. This is the way, says Dr. Midnight. Don't allow the citizens to apprehend or endanger themselves. Just pay them to identify and report. That's one thing. That's like, maybe citizens are not ready for this. Maybe some citizens are ready to just go for the hunting. And Bill Hill 4242, now deputies and trained civilians to do it as well. Let law enforcement go after the dangerous criminals and the civies get everyone else. Because, you know, you have dangerous illegals and you have not so dangerous illegals. You're not going to go after the Tren de Aragua unless you have the firepower. I strongly should suggest that you do not, because those guys have nothing to lose. They come from my country. I know what I'm talking about. Don't go after them. Let Tom Homan handle those. Let the Marines handle those. And well, you go for, you know, those who don't know how to cock a shotgun. It's safer. But wait until the bounty becomes a reality. That is important. There are some reports on this. Let me generate the captions. It's important to generate the captions first so you can read that much easier. But I see so many reactions, and people are saying this would be great if we make this a live reality show. Make it a reality show, and we will watch it like the show Cops. Okay, like the show Cops. But the show would be, I don't know, Homan's Deputies. But that is a very lousy title. But you get it. That doesn't matter. You can name it any. That would be a hit. Number one. Like Netflix would be broken after that.
Bill that would allow certified bounty hunters to assist in identifying and reporting undocumented immigrants was introduced in the Mississippi House of Representatives. The bill, proposed by the DeSoto County District Attorney and authored by State Rep. Justin Keene, would create the Mississippi Illegal Alien Certified Bounty Hunter Program. That sounds
cool. That sounds cool. Mississippi Illegal Alien Certified Bounty Hunter Program. Oh my God, sounds so cool. Sounds so cool.
The Hunter Program. This program would offer a $1,000 reward to registered bounty hunters for each successful deportation they help facilitate.
Bank. This is about making bank. Not only doing the job, but also televising it. As Spec B says, yeah, I'll pay to watch them get deported. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. This is human nature. You cannot let a good show go to waste. Chad Goldback, who is the first influencer to recreate a modern-day Dog the Bounty Hunter? Catch 10 a month and get a $120K per year salary. Plus the views, you're rich. You're rich. I don't think that YouTube would be okay with that. But you can go for maybe for Rumble or X. YouTube would never air something like that. And I found this very funny from Teo Naudomoy on X. Hear me out. This is very simple, right? Maybe you're not into guns. You want to, to make bank, but you're not into guns. You're not into the taser stuff. It is very simple. Open a restaurant. Step 1, open a restaurant. Step 2, name it something progressive like La Casa of the People or Planeta Love, and put some flowers on that. You know that those hippies love that. Number 3, ask for workers with a wink in the ad. Todos welcome or something like that. Easy, right? Todos welcome. That is Spanglish. That is going to be understood by everybody, manito. Very easy. Very easy. And number 4, be ready to collect the bounty. But it's maybe you need something a bit more technical. more let's say, more practical, with a trap door in the kitchen floor. You know, okay, here's the kitchen. Here's where you're gonna, you just pull a lever, 1,000. There it goes. You have to, you know, have the facility, right? A kitchen with a trap door and maybe a rather big room in the basement with no way to get out. It's easy. It's easy. This is the best non-violent way to become rich in 2025. Best way to get rich in 2025. Very easy. And you can have the entrepreneur mindset. You open one restaurant, and what you get from those bounties, then you open a second restaurant and you begin growing your business. It's like, that is perfect. That's perfect. Those hippies love that. Yeah. The hippies love that. The flowers and la casa de todo el mundo, something like that. A pit. That is a word that I was looking for. Yeah, it's not like a room. It's more like a pit. Okay? And you don't even need the duct tape. But again, you know, and all these are jokes. And I would love to know, what do you think about this in the comments? Would you go and help Tom Homan for $1,000 for every illegal? Would you do it? Let me hear you out in the comments and in the live chat. God, I've had it was so funny. So funny. Is I was looking at the reactions online. I wanted to get them all those reactions. It was so fun to watch. I need to look for a DeSantis video that I missed. I wanted to analyze, by the way. Okay, this is okay. Now that we're talking about undocumented migrants, just let me 1 second. I like that one, Amanda. I like that one. I'm going to steal that. Silence is gold and duct tape is silver. That's so cool. I never heard that. I'm gonna steal that. Gonna steal that one. Let me see. Just a second. Okay. This is there's one video that I wanted to share with you. There's both Ron DeSantis in Florida was criticizing H-1B visas. Something that I found out that it's a contentious topic. Let me see. Okay, that one. This is a topic that I didn't prepare, but I will do it really quickly. Remember that 2 shows ago, I was all over the place because I started the show and I had wiped out 90% of my show. It was so brutal to rebuild an entire show in 20 minutes. So adding 2 clips right now shouldn't be a big deal. Just wait a minute. I'm going to get this done while you enjoy yourself in the live chat, because I've noticed that you like the live chat and have a good time with all my body language buddies. This is about to get ready, and we need better sound as well. Better volume. Better volume. What are you talking about? 800 left with more money either way. I'm not a tax expert, but I think as long as under a certain amount, it's tax-free for rewards. Did you see Sean Duffy is the new transportation secretary? Didn't know. Thank you, Kay Hartley. Thank you, Kay Hartley, for helping us be on top of the news. My God. I haven't seen my lawn care guys. I'm concerned. Honestly, they have been around for 10 years, but I think they are legal. Never ask a kind young guys the little children. Maybe they self-deported. That could happen as well. You're telling me, some of you are telling me, you're calling me out that you are an immigrant. Yeah, legal immigrant. I was a ton of paperwork. I mean, I could safely say it's easy. Of the 3 most stressful days in my life that I was physically ill in so many ways that I will not describe because it's fairly disgusting. But one of the 3, perhaps one of the, if you ask me, Jesus, what is the most stressful day that you have lived ever in your life? It is literally the day that I had to go to the embassy in Caracas at 4 a.m. I think it was 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. It was really early, really easy to get killed at that time. If you are out in the streets in Caracas, because you have to wait before sunrise at the gates of the embassy with all your documents, and it was one of the most stressful days of my life because I had one shot. Okay, it's like one shot, and if not, then you have only until you have to do things until noon. And but only being at 5 a.m. in the street of Caracas, that is the kind of things that I suggest that you don't do. I said, I'm either out of here or I get killed in the process. There are 2 things that was the. So I did my stuff. I did my process legally. And that was literally, at least I lost hair. Clumps of hair after that day. But everything went well in the end. That's why I truly despise people who want to do this. I'm going to do it illegally. I'm going to force this government to just accept me. F you. Do it the right way or don't do it. It's that simple. And so many people, I know so many people who have done things the right way. And you say, oh, no, but no. If you, for example, regarding the United States, and I'm going to get in trouble with a lot of people that family and friends, very good friends. And they know I talk like this. If you overstayed your tourist visa, you're basically illegal as well. You did things illegally. You had a warning that you could just stay for 6 months. Maybe the officer, when you enter through customs, told you, hey, you can just stay for 3 months or you can just stay for 1 month. That is their prerogative. You're entering another country, a country that is not yours. You're entering the United States. They have the right to tell you you can just stay for 3 months or 2 or 1 month or 1 week, whatever. Okay? And if you violate that, you are committing a crime. Oh, well, but then I will, try to ask for parole and ask for asylum because I'm being prosecuted. That was abuse in every way possible. At first, it was people who had been who were actually prosecuted politically in Venezuela. Okay, your life was in actual danger. If they caught you there, you couldn't go through the airport. You couldn't do that at all. That was suicide. That's literal suicide. You have to go through on foot through Colombia, pray that you didn't get caught, and from Colombia, then you could enter you can fly to the United States. And once you got to the United States, then you can ask for asylum. That's one thing. And of course, your asylum will be in the grounds that you were prosecuted politically, that the Maduro government was going to get you and was going to, well, disappear you, essentially, okay? Essentially. But the moment that people begin to, we're going to go to Disneyland, they're going to, let's say, stay for longer, and they're going to ask for all this stuff and try to marry people in the United States, or in any way or another stay in the United States. No, that is, let's say that it is a system that has been abused. And that is the difficult thing here, because I also have family that did that like 15 years ago. Okay, 15 years ago. It was not maybe, I don't know if 15 years ago the system was already being abused. But they did that way. And we also know that some churches and these sanctuary cities, those churches help people go through this process with lawyers, with attorneys, with everything. They help people, okay? Because you're a good Samaritan or something like that, okay? And you cannot be detained on church ground. I don't know how that works. And I don't know what is the interest of this church on that. Maybe, being a good Samaritan. I have no idea. But I do know that any system that can be exploited will be exploited. And I'm afraid to say this. And I know that many Venezuelans will complain that I'm going to say this. But many Venezuelans, my Venezuelans brothers and sisters, will know that Venezuelans, statistically, Venezuelans in general, if we can exploit something, we will absolutely exploit that thing. If something can be exploited, we will do it. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple. I mean, it's not only Venezuelans. It's people from all over the world. But I'm talking from experience, first-hand experience, what I've seen. This is simply not right. Because what happens? What is the thing that I complain about the most? Is that you, fuckhead, because there's another way to call you, you escape Venezuela's socialism, you go to the United States, and you have the gall, you have the riñones, as we say, the kidneys, you have the gallstones, I don't know how to say that, to make people vote for Biden, for Kamala, to say that, Trump is just like Chavez, Trump is a dictator. That's a moment that I would really punch you in the face. I would really like to punch you in the face. And I have friends and family, very close friends and family, not friends, because if you are a fucking socialist, I am not your friend. I don't want anything to do with you. And if you have seen my show, but you already know it very clear, for some reason, maybe you got me blocked. Better for me, I don't want anything to do with commies. You effing commies. I don't have your effing commies come. Commies come. I don't want anything to do with you. But I still have family. You cannot just eliminate your family. But for some reason, you know that the family doesn't talk to me anymore. Is there a problem? Is there issue? But how come you escape socialism and go to a country illegally and try to, promote socialism in that country as well? I mean, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. At least the least that you could do is to shut up. If you're so ignorant, y tú eres tan imbécil, eres tan bruto así, coño, cállate. Mejor cállate, coño. Cállate. It's that simple. Shut the fuck up. That's it. Just don't say anything. Same thing. Go to your job. Go to your job. Try to keep a low profile. I wouldn't say anything. I would not name you. The best I can do is not talk about you. Well, I'm actually talking about you right now, but I'm not naming you. But how? Please. Have some common sense. Have some common sense. And you ask these people. You want to go to a restroom and have a guy with his penis out in front of you in a restroom? You want that? Oh, yeah, Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist and sexist and a dictator and fine people that fuck's sake. This is again this is the kind of topic that get me really riled up. You deserve to be deported. You deserve to be deported and blocked from the country 20 years. Then it is not going to be enough to be deported. It is not going to be enough to be deported and be blocked from the United States 20 years. But if you're going to be deported to Venezuela, and you will absolutely 100% deserve that. Is that simple? Is that simple? So, yeah, I wanted to just be clear about that. Be clear about, see, there are a couple of things that DeSantis did. DeSantis spoke. Let's talk about DeSantis. One day I'm going to give you a primer on Venezuelan lingo, so you can speak like a Venezuelan, like a proper Venezuelan. Like you can, infiltrate the Tren de Aragua. I can teach you how to speak like a proper Venezuelan. So if the Tren de Aragua is near you, you can speak like them, and they he speaks my language. This guy speaks my language. No, they don't speak like that, but you can imagine that you can blend in if you speak the right Venezuelan. But the problem is that I'm worried if I teach you to speak in true Venezuelan, you will sound really, really golpeado. I don't know how to say that. But very, very unpolite. Very unpolite. Sometimes people, that very few people online have heard me speak in actual Venezuelan. One thing is when I speak in Spanish, because I speak in Spanish and my Spanish is rather neutral. Like I try to speak a neutral Spanish with a few accents, so it doesn't matter if you're watching from Mexico or Argentina or Spain. You hear a neutral accent. Which is basically, you hear an accent, but not the Venezuelan accent. But when I go full Venezuelan, you don't want to. It's like the Hulk. It's like the Hulk. You don't want me to go full Venezuelan. You don't want me to go full Venezuelan. At some point, maybe for my members, because I have trust issues. I think that you can you can cut me out of context. We're going full Venezuelan. Maybe we'll start with members only, and I will go full Venezuelan and say how to go full Venezuelan. So, let's talk about the next topic. These rants are fun. These rants are fun. We were talking about H-1B, we were talking about immigrants, and it so happens that Ron DeSantis was giving this press conference, and he was talking about the two topics that have been really on fire lately on politics in the United States. OMG, this reporter just called illegals undocumented. DeSantis corrected him, and the reporter rephrased the question because of it. Yeah, these people are not, are not willing to say illegals or are not willing to say the actual word. The actual word should be aliens. It's not like the movie, the movie Aliens, but that it's like being politically correct for these people seems to be most important. Oh, you cannot say that. You're going to offend people. You cannot be offended. Who are you going to offend? Who are you going to offend when you call things what they are? Well, because you know that as it's just a few months or weeks ago, even if you call a man that called himself a woman, if you go, no, you're a man, oh, you're gonna offend him. You cannot do that. No, it's time to not be politically correct and say things the way they are. Let's play this clip.
WJXC News Channel 4 here in Jacksonville. I just have 4 questions. One, Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants who are working in areas.
Well, so the federal government has made clear that the statutory term, it's not they're illegal aliens.
It's illegal aliens. Let's call a spade a spade. It's illegal aliens.
It's the statutory term. That's what it is, and I think it's to try to water down. I mean, like undocumented. It's like if I get in my car and I forget my wallet. Okay, I don't have my document on me, like my driver's license. But I mean, I still have a right to drive. I just made a mistake. This is intentional.
You know, this is intentional, and that's why, for example, in the UK, they have this, very big problem with the grooming gangs. We know that we are not talking about grooming. They're not going to fix your hairstyle or anything of the sort. You know what they are going to do to you, especially if you're a small girl, a teenage girl. You know, they use these words just to soften the wall. We don't want this. We don't want these communities to be offended. We don't want these communities to feel, that they feel bad because we call them illegal aliens. No, we need to call them undocumented, undocumented angels. We need to call them undocumented angels. Not every migrant is a criminal. No, not every migrant is a criminal. You know why? Because some migrants have come to the United States via legal means. Legal means. And these people, you know that they want to put everyone in the same in the same sack, right? They put everyone in the same sack. That's when the people attack me saying, you're a migrant, you should be ashamed of yourself. F you. That's what I have to tell you.
To come in illegally. And it's not just a question of missing a document. It's a question of, you violated the law that were very clear and knowingly and with the help of the cartels in many cases.
So I'll rephrase that. So Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants who are illegal aliens, if you want to call it, who are working in areas of agriculture.
Quick learner, I like it.
Farming, construction, hospitality. I'm just wondering, once we start to see, these significant roundups of these people, is there a plan in place to help those industries, to prevent those industries from experiencing true hardship, financial hardship?
So here's what I'd say. They made the same arguments in 23 when we did our immigration Cayenne Road. We did E-Verify. When any of those industries, when they hire new people, they've got to verify their immigration status. Otherwise, they can't work. And people said, you are not going to be.
I think this is is that a racist? Is that xenophobic? Is that offensive? I don't know what is the term in this case, but it's always the same argument. Oh, if we deport all of these people, who's going to clean our toilets? It's like that's what I think it was Kelly Osbourne who said something like that in a show. If we do this, if they get deported, who's going to clean your toilets? And then she realized that she had really messed up with that remark because, who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to who's gonna clean the dishes after you eat at your fancy restaurants, as the bishopess said the other day? Or who's gonna mow your lawn? Or who's gonna? That is real offensive. You're calling me offensive for using the actual term to define them, which is illegal aliens, and you are qualifying them as all that they can do is these jobs. And you say that, and you speak of those terms as if those were, bad jobs or something like that. You see the hypocrisy that we're talking about here? But DeSantis not only talk about that, he also talk about H-1B visas that also it's a related topic. Let's say that it is a related topic that is important to touch as well. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, I'm a critic of H-1B visas. They bring in foreigners, and what do they do when they bring them?
You can argue about these visa programs. I mean, I'm a critic of things like H-1B, where they bring in foreign workers, Americans train the foreigner, and then they fire the American and let the foreigner work at a lower wage. Yeah, I don't like that. But clearly...
Yeah, he was talking about that, and this is a problem when we see that, oh yeah, it is so much better to bring the H-1B visas to bring foreigners, and how to say this? Replace Americans that could be working on those jobs with people that you can pay less and you can exploit more because they depend on that. I have said that many times, that there's this huge conflict of interest. And in the sense that companies have been abusing this for some time. I remember that at some point, even Donald Trump was very clear. You know how honest is
Florida
Trump.
is home to hundreds of thousands of undocumented.
Something began playing here. Trump has been very honest about that. I think it was in one of the debates in 2016, and he said himself that yes, H-1B visas have been abused all the way back to 2016. I need to find that clip, and I think that he said himself, yeah, I took advantage of that myself, because every company was doing that. Every company was doing the same. So it's something that has to be reformed. It's like when Chappelle said that his I don't know what is the term that Chappelle used on Trump, when Trump said that well, there are these tax schemes that the very wealthy are using. And how do you know that the very wealthy are using? Well, because I take advantage of these tax schemes, and that's why they wouldn't do anything about their friends. And he was very honest about that. It was impressive for Chappelle to say, okay, this guy means business. So in that sense, that's why there's talent in the United States. That is my opinion, my common sense take. I'm gonna repeat that. If you can spot talent outside the United States, you can spot talent inside the United States. But again, we don't know what is going to happen with AI in many ways, and robots and automation. And once automation, well, certain automations have not worked. I don't know about you, but I detest anything that has to do with self-checkout. I think self-checkout should be a new form, it should be classified as a new form of torture, like an Iron Maiden, or I don't know, waterboarding. Yeah, self-checkout. You know, if you have a museum of torture, you have to have permanent display of a self-checkout desk, because that is just plain torture. They want to automate that. No, you want to. I don't want to do the cashier's job. I don't want to do the cashier. Put a cashier in there. I don't care if you want to save money. I need a human cashier or a robot cashier. I don't know, but somebody who can do that. I know sometimes self-checkout is okay, but no, it's just like no. I prefer a human. I prefer humans, because you know, in many ways, many things that can be automated. I see in the comments. And by the way, if you have any opinion, make sure that you go for the comments, because that's where the action is. Oh, so many introverts. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert and I don't like self-checkout. I don't like self-checkout. I prefer a human. Anything wrong with that? I don't know. It's maybe I'm old-fashioned in that sense. Maybe I'm old-fashioned in that sense. I love working as a checkout chick. Yeah, they lie on Trump repeatedly. Self-checkout just steals jobs if prices don't decrease. Well, let me see what else do we have here. Today's show, let me see which other topics do I have for today's show. Oh my God, I have another clip of AOC. Should we watch another clip of AOC, or will we put our brain cells at risk? Could we put our brain cells at risk? I don't know. Oscar, I'm an extrovert, but I still don't like self-checkout. We're not talking about, there's some topics in the live chat that I cannot touch, but you can go ahead. You can say whatever you want in the live chat, as long as, well, you know that YouTube can be very picky with the chat as well, and the comments. Okay, let's move on with the next topic. See what the next topic is. I think it's something stupid. Another something stupid about AOC. Let's talk about AOC again, because she is. If Biden destroyed the Democratic Party, AOC is making sure that it never recovers, like in the next 20 years, and I'm here for it. She is doing that single-handedly. Representative AOC on Laken Riley Act. The Laken Riley Act, you remember, that is to deport, to make sure that those criminals that had committed serious crimes in the United States are deported as quickly as possible. This bill is a fundamental erosion of our civil rights. This is my question again. I already said that about AOC earlier, but how come she keeps talking like this? She keeps expressing these ideas, and nobody stops her. It's like a kind of Democrats are okay with this. This is the hill you want to die on. Okay, so be it. If a person is accused of a crime, they will be detained. In this bill, if a person is accused of a crime, they will be detained and deported. So she is complaining. She is complaining that if you are in the country illegally, even if you are accused of a crime, let's say that, oh, you have not committed any crime when you have already committed a crime. If you're accused of a crime, then you will be deported immediately. You will not have the chance of a fair trial. You should not have the chance of any trial whatsoever, because you don't belong to the United States in the first place. It's that simple. It's that simple. Any trial for people who are illegals in the first place is wasting money. It's wasting your money. You work. You pay taxes. You are a good citizen. You obey the law. And ladies like this, people like this, congressmen and congresswomen and congress they, them like this, only care about illegals and their rights. I don't know. I will make AOC my new Meghan Markle if it's necessary. Because you know Gavin Newsom was winning that race, but AOC has just left Gavin Newsom, well, way behind, like two heads ahead. Yeah, I'm absolutely willing to make AOC my new Meghan Markle. Why not? Why not? Deport AOC. I don't want the AOC to be deported. I don't want that. No, it is perfect. And she's the perfect Democrat. She's the perfect Democrat. She's going to do so much harm to the Democratic Party. They're not going to win an election like in 20 years. Let's watch this. We need to watch
I think the
this.
ranking member. Mr. Speaker, I want the American people to know with eyes wide open what is inside this bill. Because we stand here just 2 days after President Trump gave unconditional pardons to violent criminals who attacked our nation's capital on January 6th. And these are the people.
And Biden pardoned Anthony Fauci. Well, I'm going to keep my comment on that one.
People who want you to believe, who want us to believe that they're trying to, quote unquote, keep criminals off the streets. When they are opening the floodgates. I want the American people to know what is in this bill. Because in the guise and in the wake of tragedy, we are seeing a fundamental erosion of our civil rights in this bill.
Whose civil rights? Whose civil rights? You remember the words that we were reviewing yesterday? The jurisdiction of, or pertaining to the jurisdiction of, under whose jurisdiction is somebody who is not a legal resident or a citizen of the United States. That person is under the jurisdiction of another country. It's that simple. You are in the wrong country by the wrong means. So you don't deserve anything. It's that simple.
If a person is so much as accused of a crime, if someone wants to point a finger and accuse someone of shoplifting,
that would be a waste, right? If there is a 1,000 bounty for every illegal, you're not gonna accuse them of a crime. No, you're gonna apprehend them yourself to go for the bounty. That would be silly. That would be stupid. But well, let's let her continue.
They will be rounded up and put into a private detention camp and sent out for deportation without a day in court.
To be fair, that sounds great. If she thought that she was, speaking against that idea, I think that this is the best way to sell the idea of mass deportations that I've ever heard. Even I say that Tom Homan is just spot on how savage he is, but AOC herself, she's helping sell the idea this way. You heard her. It sounds great.
Without a moment to assert their right and without a moment to assert the privilege of innocent until proven guilty.
They are already guilty of entering the country illegally.
Without being found guilty of a crime, they will be rounded up.
They're already guilty of the crime of entering the country illegally.
That is what is inside this bill.
And I would like to know what is inside your head, but I know that I don't have much expectations. I still know that I'm going to be disappointed.
Fundamental suspension of a core American value. And that is why I rise to oppose it.
That is gaslighting. That is gaslighting. There's no core American value in to let people enter the country illegally and then pay for their housing, their food, their clothes, their mobile phones, their internet connection, and schools for their children. How is that an American value? How is that a value in any country? A country should be focused on its citizens, on its legal residents, on its veterans, on its elderly, on the homeless, on all the people who want a chance, not only, a fair chance to prove themselves, but maybe a chance to show their talent at what they do best. Have you thought about that? Have you thought all that you can help people who are, your citizens, the people who elected you? Because those illegals did not elect you. You were elected by people who actually are American citizens, who are the only ones who can vote for you. And you're doing everything that you can to help people do not belong to the United States. I don't know how, if, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, if she gets elected again, there's actual insanity. There's actual insanity. Yeah, Christina NYC, spot on. AOC is Bernie Sanders' mentee. Sanders is a radical leftist senator. There's a very elegant way, Christina. There's a that's a very elegant way saying that they are fucking commies. They're effing commies. That's it. That's it. That's it. They're just commies, and they want to appeal to victimhood, appeal to victims of nothingness, the nothing burger, and in spite of the actual rights of Americans. And they do that to everyone's faces. That is just plain gaslighting. That is just plain gaslighting.
If you're a dreamer, all someone has to do is point a finger and you will be rounded up. And we have seen moments like these happen before. In the Patriot Act, in the wake of the travesty of 9/11, a fundamental suspension of American civil liberties. That is what we are seeing here today. Mr. Speaker, you may wonder why so many of our friends across the aisle who care so deeply about the rule of law happen to be so desperate to pass this bill.
Because the rule of law should defend the citizens of the United States of America. I know the answer. I would be raising my hand. I know. Pick me. I know the answer. Pick me. No.
After they are unleashing people who attacked police officers here on this Capitol into roaming our streets, who are publicly saying now they want to get a gun, suddenly these folks care about public safety? I don't think so. Look no further than the price tag of this bill, $83 billion. They know that it can't be paid for. They know that the capacity is not there.
To be fair, many people would help with that bill for free. For free.
And you know what will be there? Private prison companies.
Private prison companies. That sounds nice.
Are going to get flooded with money. Who give this money, no doubt. I want folks at home to look. Look at what members of Congress are invested in private prison companies who receive this kind of money, and look at the votes on this bill. It is atrocious that people are lining their pockets with private prison profits.
Wait a second. I thought that, capitalism was the thing that built so many things. Capitalism. Thanks to capitalism, you have the clothes that you're wearing, the iPhone that you're using, the lectern where you're speaking, the mic that is amplifying your annoying voice, all of that. If thanks to capitalism, because socialism, the socialism that you happen to defend so eagerly, has produced nothing. Socialism only steals from the people who actually do the things. It's that simple. Has always been like that. I will go full Ayn Rand on you, AOC. I will go full Ayn Rand on you, and you don't want me to go full Ayn Rand on you. Believe that.
Profits in the name of a horrific tragedy and the victim of a crime. It is shameful. It is absolutely shameful. And Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude with this. In a few months, there are members of Congress who voted for this bill who are going to pretend they didn't know about all the bad things that are going to happen because of it.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that every single one who voted for that they know that the American people are watching them really closely. And we have the means of applying all the pressure that is necessary. Only we are not talking about being partisan or left and right here. We're talking about having common sense. This is just all plain common sense. And the good thing is that all those representatives, all those senators can be pressured with common sense, because Yeah, I think the people, as they say, we the people. I think the people, most people in the United States are fed up with the nonsense and so many things that Donald Trump is doing right now. It's not even 1 week in. It's not even 1 week in. It's doing so many things. People are going to find out what it takes to rebuild a country and how bad was the Biden-Harris administration. That's why it's so important to highlight the thoughts and points of view of these morons, because that way more people will realize that they're just that, morons. That's my job, by the way. Highlight the morons. That's why I have to make fun of them. I have to bully them, put them to shame. They are shameless still, but that's what I do. That's what I do. I think there's 10 more seconds of this struggle.
So when a private prison camp opens in your town, when a dreamer...
Time has expired.
I yield the gentlelady an additional 30 seconds.
So when a private prison camp opens in your town and they say, we didn't know this was going to happen, know that they did, and they voted for it.
And they will be happy about that.
When a dreamer is disappeared from your classroom...
Let's say that the teacher can allocate more time for the rest of the kids.
When the President of the United States destroys what is left of the Constitution, as he's announced in this attack on birthright citizenship.
We talked about birthright citizenship yesterday, and I have a video, so make sure that you watch it. And the video's on my channel, on the Jesus Enrique Rosas channel.
They will all say, we didn't know this was coming. And I want the American people to know that they did. This vote represents it. And with that, I yield back. Thank you.
Yeah, that's more than enough. This is enough insanity for today. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is important. That is an important word question, Christy C. What the F is a dreamer? You know, they make sure to use that word. We already know that, because that word evokes, a dreamer, someone who is dreaming of a better future, somebody who is dreaming of, no, wait a second. We need priorities. I mean, I know that sometimes I can sound like I'm cold-blooded, that I'm, what would be the word? But I'm, like evil. There's a better word for that. There's a better word. While I find a word, let's see what you're saying in the live chat, because I want to talk about that. Let's see the live chat. That cruel is the word. Oh, you are so cruel, Jesus. You use satire. You make fun of this. All these people are in desperate. Why are you like this? Why are you like that? Because the problem is that so many countries of every part of the world, have gone from being high trust societies to medium trust societies to low trust societies because of this, let's see, leniency, or not punishing hard enough bad behavior. And we talk about punishing hard enough bad behavior. I was watching a thread. I was reading a thread about Denmark, and in Denmark, people were saying that you could be fined for the most petty crimes. Like it's like if you go with your bike, you're not in Denmark. Everybody is going by bike. If you go with bike via ¿cómo se llama el paso de peatones? Se llama el paso de peatones where people walk, right? I forgot what's the name of where people walk. If there's like a construction and you cannot go through with your bike through the where people can walk, and you go with your bike, you will be fined. And if you turn in a red light with your bike, you will be fined, and you will get fines by the most stupid things, and they will say, oh, yeah, everybody is behaving that way. Everybody's behaving that way just because they don't want to be fined. Yeah, that is the idea behind the punishment. That is the idea behind the punishment. So people know that are consequences. Consequences. It's not the crosswalk. Sorry, there's a term for that. The pedestrian. Yeah, it's like the pedestrian is the name. It's like if you go through with your bike. I don't want to go through all the way through the other street. I'm going to go very quick from this pedestrian pass. You cannot do that. Then you're fine. And you would say, oh, I couldn't live in a society like that. It's like people say, oh, I couldn't live that is fascism. I couldn't live in a society like that. But a society like that has order because of that in the first place. And some would say, okay, well, people could be sidewalks. Could be sidewalk. I forgot that word as well. Then people would say, oh, but in Japan, they don't have to enforce. People are not really fine. People just behave like that. Okay, but we are not in Japan. The United States is not Japan. The UK is not Japan. Venezuela is not Japan. That's for sure. If you go to Japan, you better behave like the Japanese. Because, well, if not, you would be deported. The idea is that I could be cruel when I talk like this. But the problem is that this is a slippery slope. It is always a slippery slope. If you let somebody do this very petty thing, like you're on a bike and you cross the intersection in red and nobody was there, and you still get, I don't know how much is the fine. That is one way to keep people in check. Because sadly, I remember, I can't forget the first time I went to Berlin. I love Berlin because it is a bit counterintuitive, but I love the way some of the brutalist architecture of that architecture after World War. I don't know why I like that vibe in some way. In some parts of Berlin had that vibe, that post-war architecture. It's one of the things I like about Berlin. And I remember when the first time I went to Berlin, and I went into the subway, there were no turnstiles. When was that? It was like 8 years ago. Where are the turnstiles? Where are the barriers? Where is everything here? How come I can't just go down the stairs and walk right to the train itself? Okay, you have the vending machines and all the stuff, and yeah, but why? It's like I was used like in Madrid, right? You buy your ticket, and the way that you enter the areas where the trains are, you have to put your ticket through a machine, and the machine gives you a ticket at the end, and you can pass. But in Berlin, it was nothing of the sort. Nothing of that. They say, and how people doesn't abuse this? And I look around myself, and 8 years ago, yeah, I can understand why people don't abuse this. I think I see well-behaved people. I was staying in the heart of Berlin, very near. What is the name of the station? The name of the station was the Stadtmitte. I remember that I used that station every day. And I went to Stadtmitte, went down to the subway, and I said, This is insane. I was not used to it. I was used to like Madrid, right? That you have some kind of check, okay? Some kind of, okay, you need to do this so a turnstile can turn and let you in and you go in. That is a high trust society. I haven't been to Berlin ever since. And the idea is that you shouldn't have to punish people, but people should already know what they should and shouldn't do. And that's what you see when abroadians or foreigners come to your country. It is not only that you're hosting them and trying to give them a chance. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance, right? Okay, maybe you come from a shithole country and you don't want to live in a shithole country. I can respect that. I can understand your pain. I really didn't want to live in Venezuela after Maduro became president and the food lines began. I'm out of here. I said that. I can't do anything about that. The most I can do is to speak against the government. I already did that 2 years before I left. Began the threats. Long story. But I'm out of here. If you come from a shithole country, I can understand. I totally relate. But fuck's sake, if you are entering a country, you better obey the laws and make sure that you learn the language. And I'm going to tell you that I know so many fellow Venezuelans who have emigrated to countries like Germany or Switzerland. Switzerland is not easy at all, but I got friends in Switzerland, and of course they not only had to learn German, but they had to learn Swiss German, right? Because if you don't learn Swiss German, you're gonna have a hard time. Like generally, you can get along with like traditional German, so to speak, but if we Venezuelans can learn Swiss German, you cannot tell me that you cannot learn English. You cannot tell me that you cannot learn English. That is, I don't understand. English is one of the easiest languages to learn for basically anybody. For anybody, English is one of the easiest languages to learn. You learn French. You have my respect. You learn German. I think I could say that with declensions. The declensions are hell on earth. Have more of my respect. You learn Spanish. My hat is off to you. If you learn Spanish, my hat is off to you because the Spanish is hard as nails. But learning English, if you come from these more complicated languages and you have trouble learning English, and you're not even trying. You're not even trying. Are you even trying? No, you're not trying. And you should. Reading the latest news as well. So again, I try to add satire, try to add some humor to this. I could have this extremely conservative, almost fascist, ultra right-wing stances. But the problem is that I never liked, since I had some kind of reasoning, let's say, I don't know, since I was like 8 years old, something like that, I didn't like the complete mess that can be living in a country like Venezuela in terms of low trust society. Okay, I know that in almost in any country you have to know the right people. That I learned that the hard way. But at least you have some kind of sense of order, and you have some kind of sense of in some countries. I remember. For me, the United States was top of mind. United States, Japan was top of mind in terms of high trust societies. But the level of corruption in Venezuela, not gonna lie, it's something that I don't like, because at that moment when I was very young, I thought that, well, anybody can take advantage of the system. Until, of course, I said, well, I'm going to take advantage of the system myself. And I said, well, in Venezuela, there's rampant corruption. You can take advantage of that, and you better take advantage of that, or your life will be miserable. But I didn't want to live a life like that. I really despise living a life like that. So I said, well, I have to. I at some point I'm going to leave. I don't know, to the United States, for California. Oh, sweet summer child. I would like to go all the way back to 1991. I can remember like it was yesterday. I was dreaming of living in Oakland. 1991, I was dreaming of, my dream city. It's like having a time machine and going to my 1991 and, hey, hello, I'm you from the future, right? Make sure that you will do great things. You will beat Mario Galaxy 100%. You will do it at some point in your life. But Oakland, forget about it, man. Forget that. That's gonna be you're complaining about Venezuela. Wait until you see Oakland in 20 years. And that is sad. That is sad, and that happens because of the wrong policies. And it happens because you let people get away with things. It's that simple. You let people get away with things. Why the broken window system or, I don't know, strategy help with New York City? Because you made sure. In 1990, I was in Oakland, you would have changed your mind. It was already bad then? Yes, it was in Oakland. It was 1991. I was young. I didn't know. I was young and naive. Oh my God. I didn't know. Maybe I was misinformed. I was misinformation. Yeah, the broken window work in New York City. That's the thing. Oh, why a broken window? Why can't people have a broken window? Because the broken window will lead you to stuff. It's like the illegals. Those illegals living in there will lead you to more illegals. And those more illegals will lead you to crimes. Okay, it's simple. Oh, you're going to tell me that citizens in the United States don't commit crimes? Yes, they do, and they should be punished. Citizens of any country should be punished every time they commit a crime. And they commit another crime, a second crime, they should be punished threefold. And they commit, again, another crime, they should be punished tenfold. Okay, like a geometric progression until they get the message. Until they get the message. But just the fact that you don't enforce, this goes for any country in the world. This is regardless of where you're watching from. Just the fact that you're letting people get away with the small things. Oh, that is no big deal. Oh, don't be petty. That is, they needed that. Oh, that's it's no big deal that they are, I don't know, scratching with a knife a lamppost. What's the problem? It's a lamppost. What's the problem that is scratching, that they engraving their initials in a lamppost? It's just a lamppost. Chill out, man. Chill out, man. Yeah, you're gonna tell me, okay, you sound a little bit too Singaporean for us, Jesus, and yes, that is the issue. At some point, you will have to realize that you will have to go all Singapore on people that for years have been able to do whatever they want. That you will have to go full Sharia law on people. Oh, those countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, that Sharia law, people can't. How come they feel safe? Oh, they are afraid of breaking the law. Yeah, that is exactly the point. Being fearful of breaking the law. Not thinking of breaking the law in the first place. Being concerned about knowing the law in the first place. That's what you want from the citizens. That's not a bad thing. People see that as a bad thing. So many people see that as a bad thing. And that is the problem. When that people becomes the majority, when people don't care about people engraving their initials on the lampposts or jaywalking when there's heavy traffic, I know that I can go full vegan painter with jaywalking. You know my stance about jaywalking, but I know, for God's sake, I understand. Yeah, in every city in Europe, you could have the lines of the tram, and if the tram is not coming, there are not cars coming, you have to cross like that. You have to jaywalk in those streets. Okay, but if you are like in New York City, and if you jaywalk, you should be locked up for, I don't know, 48 hours. Solitary confinement. Because, yeah, I remember, this is, I don't know if this is true. I remember that somebody said that in Germany, by the way, in Germany, if they saw you jaywalking is crossing not in the crosswalk, but in the middle of the street. If they saw you crosswalking, you will be yelled at with the word child murderer. Why would they call you child murderer if you jaywalk? Because children will look what you were doing, and they will say, okay, it's okay to jaywalk. And, well, children will get killed by traffic if they did that. So if you jaywalk, then you will be giving the wrong example to children. I don't know. That I heard that story a long time ago. Maybe it's true or not. Maybe it's out of fashion or not. But, well, if you have driven a car in heavy traffic, you know what we think about jaywalkers. You know what do we think about jaywalkers. I have some stories that you wouldn't believe. But, well, it was a nice chat. We had just 3 topics today. We had like 3 or 4 topics today. And I'm still figuring out again. Today I spent some time reorganizing my studio, having a better frame like this. Oh my God, what happened to the light? Oh, my light. My cello light went off. Oh, something that I need to control. I have my cello light right there. My cello light said, no more for today. I have to check on that. But I was working on that. I was working on the audio. Seems that we didn't have any more audio issues. It seems that you will not have your ears exploding next time I play AOC's voice. Working to give you the best show possible. All the topics that we could cover. I'm going to... my audio is cutting out. Audio is cutting out. Why? On YouTube. Let me see. Just in case. If I'm gonna rewatch the part of the show. By the way, if there was a problem with the signal, I'm gonna rewatch the first part of the show. If there was any issues, let me see your super chats. Oscar, can you get a green card for deporting illegals? Oh my God, that is brilliant. Maybe you tell illegal, well, you're an illegal. Report 50 illegals and you get a green card. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. And Oscar also said, bad idea. Restaurant workers actually work, and also depends on China's supply of cheap fentanyl. Oh my God, that is another topic that we should cover at some point. But my body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And until we meet on another video, another live, would be maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow it would be episode 69. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe on Sunday. I don't know. Most probably tomorrow. Looking at your comments, you have any ideas? Remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care. Be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.